voice record. So now I would like to start with the meaning of feminist criminology. What is feminist criminology? Feminist criminology is a study of crime in terms of gender. For example, why men commit more crime than women, why women do petty crimes like shoplifting than violent crime, sexism in the court system, and female victimization. Feminist criminology explains the criminal behavior pertains to women. It includes a broad range of issues that women face within the criminal justice system and society. This is a field that shines a light on the biases of women's issues as they pertain to criminality. Now moving on to the emergence of feminist criminology. Until the later half of 20th century, most criminological work focused only on the male offenders, and the criminal justice system responses mainly to the male crime. The lack of attention to female offending stemmed from the fact that most crime was committed by males. However, by the last 2 decades of 20th century, female incarceration rates were skyrocketing, leading to a surge in research on girls, women, crime, and the criminal justice system. Many scholars point to the war on drugs and the federal sentencing reforms of 1980s as the primary explanation of the large increase in female prisoners, as well as of the emergence of feminist criminological scholarship. Clearly, the war on drugs and federal reforms are the driving forces behind the tremendous increase in incarceration of women. However, the roots of feminist criminology predate these changes. They are instead found in second wave feminism as well as in the radical criminology of the 1960s and the 1970s. In the 1960s, scholars began to argue that women were ignored in criminological theorizing and research. According to these scholars, the role of gender had been largely ignored, other than nothing that males commit more crime. Thus, theories had been developed that could explain the gender gap in crime, but they were sorely lacking in able to equally well explain the female crime. The second wave feminism of the mid-20th century led to a renewed interest in female offenders. 2 important books were published in the early 1970s derived from the second wave liberal feminism's focus on gender equality. The first one is Sisters in Crime by Adler, and the second one is Women and Crime by Simon. Although they focused on different aspects of the issues and reached somewhat different conclusions, both argued that mid-20th century women's movement changed both female participation in crime and perceptions of female participation in crime. The second major factor in the rise of feminist criminology during the 1970s was the emergence of new criminologies. These perspectives viewed crime as the result of oppression, especially gender, race, and class oppression. Both radical criminology and feminist criminology emerged during the 1960s and 1970s. In the United States and much of the Western world, this was an era of rapid social change and political unrest. Existing ideologies and power structures were challenged, and social movements emerged, including the anti-war movement, the child civil rights movement, and the women's liberation movement. Next, moving on to the criminological theory from a feminist perspective. Feminist criminologists have adopted many different perspectives, the most noteworthy of which are feminist approach to the mainstream criminological theory, feminist pathways theory, socialist feminist theory, and the most recent development, multiple marginalities or the intersectionality theories. Mainstream theories. A major thrust of feminist criminology has been the critique of development of mainstream theories based on research with boys and men. Although this has provided confirmation that males are indeed more criminal than females, virtually no more information about female criminality can be gathered through this type of research. There are 2 unspoken assumptions inherent in this approach with which feminist criminologists take issue. First is the tacit assumption that because Males are far more likely than females to engage in criminal behavior. Females are somehow unimportant to the field. Second, mainstream criminology assumes that males and female are alike and that what works to explain male criminality will work equally well to explain the female criminality. And the second theory is feminist pathways theory. This theory explains how a female crime is inextricably linked to the life experiences of women and girls. This theory focuses on the ways in which women place in society leads them into a criminal lifestyle. And the third theory is socialist feminist criminology. This theory suggests that marginalized lower class and minority males engage in street crime because of their blocked opportunities and their roles as males in a patriarchal capitalist society. In contrast, the structure of gender relation in society tends to relegate women's crime to low-level larceny and fraud. This theory also illustrates that the feminist approach is cognizant of both men and women experiences, seeking to illuminate how gender is intrinsically related to crime. And the fourth theory is feminist criminology and the multiple marginalities. As in many of the social sciences, early feminist criminological scholarship has been criticized for its assumption that the experiences of all women are similar. The two scholarship that acknowledges the intertwined effects of gender, race, class, and sexual identity. In many ways, the critical race critic of feminist criminology has been similar to the feminist critique of mainstream criminology. Proponents of intersectionality and the multiple marginality argue that race, class, and gender are each impacted by the social structure and in turn impact the individuals. It is not simply being female, being an African or an American, being a lesbian or being a poor that matters. Neither are the effects cumulative. Instead, there is an interaction that evolves from the intersection of statutes. Now moving on to the feminist criminology and the criminological scholar contribution. Feminist criminology recognizes that there is not a clear-cut dichotomy of victims and offenders. Instead, female offenders are quite likely to also be victims, whether of childhood abuse or abuse as adults. Furthermore, the motherhood role must be taken into account, and the numerous feminist criminology have explored the effects of large-scale female incarceration on both the women and their children. Extensive research has examined the offending of women and girls. The bulk of feminist criminological scholarship since the mid-1980s has focused on the criminal justice system's response to female offending. The war on drugs and the federal sentencing guidelines of the 1980s resulted in massive increase in the number of women sent to the state and federal prisons. Changes designed to reduce the inequities of indeterminate sentencing resulted in mandatory sentences for lower level female offenders. In particular, aggressive prosecution of drug offences has impacted women, especially women of color. By the end of 2007, more than 10 lakh women were incarcerated for felony conviction on any given day. This has led to an extensive research on the arrest, prosecution, conviction, and incarceration of female offenders. Feminist criminologists have also focused on the condition in women's prisons and programs available to the female inmates. Two major characteristics of feminist criminological scholarship evidented in this research. Now moving on to the feminist criminology in the 21st century. There was not even a single session on women and crime until 1970. Publication in criminology journals have also been difficult, and much feminist scholarship was relegated to smaller and not very prestigious criminology journals. In 1989, the journal Women and Criminal Justice was launched, specifically devoted to the publication of scholarly research on all aspects of women's and girls' involvement in the criminal justice system. Then in 1995, Violence Against Women was launched to publish peer-reviewed scholarship on gender-based violence and female victims. Since the early 1990s, the wide range of books about women, crime, and criminal justice have been published. In 2006, Say publication introduced the first issue of Feminist Criminology, the official publication of Division on Women and Crime of the American Society of Criminology. This journal has taken a broad focus on feminist scholarship, publishing peer-reviewed articles on feminist criminological theories, female offending, victimization of women, and the treatment of women and girls in the justice system. The next topic is feminist criminology from a global perspective. Feminist criminology has arguably had more impact outside the United States than within. This is because of the focus on violence against women that is a hallmark of feminist criminology, as well as a recognized problem internationally. Research has focused on the abuse of women in Muslim countries and in India, female genital mutilation and female infanticide, to name a few topics, because international attention has been drawn to the plight of women and girls in various parts of the world. Research that takes a feminist slant on women victimization has been welcome. At the international level, considerable attention has been paid to the exploitation of women and girls in the global sex industry. In addition, feminist criminologists study the ways in which laws and criminal justice policies around the world may victimize women, sanctioning them for violating traditional gender norms, in particular in regard to the sexuality. So finally, I conclude that although progress in the publication of feminist criminology has been made, it remains somewhat marginalized in the overall discipline. Not only do mainstream journals publish only limited feminist scholarship, but also textbooks give scant attention to the feminist criminological theory. Thus, new generations of criminologists are educated and yet given little, if any, information about feminist criminology. This is reflected in their research as well as in their teaching and mentoring of new scholars. The cycle therefore remains self-perpetuating, with new criminological receiving scant education on feminist criminology. However, feminist criminology remains alive and well. The Division on Women and Crime is one of the largest sections of American Society of Criminology. Several major publishers have book series focusing on women and crime, and new scholars continue to emerge. Current feminist criminological scholarship include theory building and theory testing, as well as research on violence against women, women's crime, and women in the criminal justice system, both as offenders and workers. The defining characteristic of feminist criminology are the emphasis on how social structures affect men and women differently, the relationship between research and activism, and the interrelatedness between victimization and offending among women. Thank you.